How Flight 182 turned a routine flight into California's worst aviation disaster. Imagine boarding a routine flight, expecting to reach your destination as planned, but instead it becomes history's most catastrophic event. On September 25, 1978, PSA Flight 182 collided with a Cessna, transforming an ordinary morning into an unimaginable disaster over San Diego's skies. At 9:01 a.m., the tranquility of the North Park neighborhood shattered. A mid-air collision brought two planes crashing down, killing 144 people and devastating an entire community. But how did this horrific event unfold, and what caused one of California's darkest days in aviation history? Flight 182 left Sacramento that morning with stops planned in Los Angeles and final arrival in San Diego. Pilots and passengers expected a routine trip, unaware of the tragic twist awaiting them. On board were 128 passengers, 7 crew members, and an unsuspecting city below. In the same airspace, a light Cessna aircraft was conducting a training exercise. Two small aircraft meeting a massive commercial jet should have been detected and avoided. What went wrong? Miscommunication, neglected radar warnings, and moments of chaos led to catastrophe. As Flight 182 approached Linberg Field, air traffic controllers instructed the pilots to maintain visual contact with the Cessna. However, visual separation protocols failed. Seconds later, the Boeing 727 collided with the smaller plane, sending debris spiraling toward North Park. The collision was so devastating that both the Cessna and Flight 182 were obliterated almost instantly. Parts of the Cessna cut through the wings and engines of the 727. Within moments, Flight 182 plunged toward the ground at over 300 miles per hour while the Cessna disintegrated mid-air. The aftermath was apocalyptic. The crash site in North Park resembled a war zone as the jet slammed into homes and streets. Fire erupted across the community, leaving wreckage scattered and families devastated. The loss extended beyond the planes. 7 residents on the ground also perished. Eyewitnesses described scenes of horror. Homes engulfed in flames, bodies amidst the ruins, and survivors overwhelmed with grief. First responders faced unimaginable chaos, racing to douse fires and locate victims, though the scale of destruction only revealed the depths of the tragedy. Investigations pointed to human error and flawed air traffic protocols. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, discovered that controllers relied too heavily on visual collision avoidance, which placed undue pressure on pilots. The Cessna's position was misinterpreted and warnings went unheeded. Another glaring issue was outdated radar systems unable to enforce safer separation between planes. Combined with miscommunication between pilots and controllers, the airspace over San Diego became a fatal intersection of avoidable mistakes. All 135 aboard Flight 182 perished, including crew and passengers. The 2 men in the Cessna didn't survive, and 7 more lives were lost on the ground. In total, 144 families mourned unspeakable losses in the wake of this catastrophic event. This remains one of the deadliest aviation disasters in U.S. history. For the surviving San Diego residents, the psychological scars persisted, while aviation experts grappled with questions of accountability and prevention. The crash spurred sweeping changes in aviation safety. Radar systems were modernized, collision avoidance measures strengthened, and reliance on visual separation drastically reduced. Pilots and controllers underwent updated training, learning to identify and manage high-risk collisions more effectively. This tragedy paved the way for improved air traffic regulations. Flight 182's legacy serves as a somber reminder of why communication, technology, and strict protocols are critical for every flight. North Park was forever changed, but its residents displayed remarkable resilience. Despite the loss and destruction, the community rebuilt over time. Annual memorials now honor victims, ensuring their stories and sacrifices remain in human memory. Families of the deceased became advocates for aviation reform. Their voices played a vital role in demanding answers and ensuring that a similar tragedy would never devastate another innocent neighborhood again. Flight 182's story is a stark message about aviation safety, accountability, and the consequences of human error. It took a massive loss to effect industry-wide change, and now every flight taken today reflects lessons learned from that ill-fated morning over San Diego. Modern aviation remains safer because of these reforms. Yet, it's essential to never forget what happened, continuing to demand higher standards and vigilance to protect lives in the air and on the ground. Let the story of Flight 182 propel us to champion safety, innovation, and responsibility in aviation. Share this video to preserve the memory of the victims and support ongoing improvements in air travel. Together, we honor lives lost by ensuring safer skies for future generations. The aftermath of Flight 182 reshaped aviation protocols, emphasizing the need for stringent safety measures to prevent future tragedies and protect countless lives. Our history shapes us. Follow to uncover more stories that changed the way we see the world. Subscribe now and join us on this extraordinary journey through the skies.